Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever had a commute that was so frustrating it basically ruined your entire day before it even started? Well, today we're diving into this incredible story about how one student turned a totally chaotic daily bus ride into a powerful philosophy for life. Let's get right into it.
So, we're actually going to start with the final takeaway here. This really powerful insight from a student named Jane. And look, this isn't just some nice-sounding quote. It's a personal mantra that was born from a very real, very difficult struggle. It's the core idea we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so how does a person even get to a place where they have this kind of clarity? To really get it, to really understand her perspective, we've got to rewind. We need to go back and join her at the very beginning of her very bumpy journey.
Jane's mission to improve her English? Well, it didn't start with a bus ride. Nope. It started with a whole series of unexpected setbacks that honestly tested her commitment right from the get-go. Just take a look at this timeline of challenges. It's kind of wild. She enrolls in 2019, only to have the pandemic completely shut everything down for a whole year. Then, just when she's finally able to get back on track, her local school branch closes, forcing her into a situation that would demand a completely new level of commitment.
So, that single decision, transferring all the students to the Taichung branch, that's what Jane herself calls the start of her bittersweet learning journey. This one event would totally reshape her daily life and really set the stage for her biggest test yet. And this new challenge, it wasn't about, grammar or vocabulary. It was a grueling test of physical and mental endurance that started way before her class even began.
So get this, her new commute was 2 hours. Each way. Just let that sink in for a second. A 4-hour round trip just to get to and from one class.
And she wasn't just doing this once in a while. She made this 4-hour round trip 3 times, every single week. That adds up to 12 hours of just traveling for her English course. The dedication here is just, wow, it's truly remarkable.
I mean, this kind of commitment is the absolute perfect illustration of perseverance. It's not just about wanting something, right? It's about actually putting in the hard work when things get tough. And for Jane, the difficulties were really just getting started. That commute itself, it became a huge part of her story. It was totally unpredictable, and it was really defined by the stark contrast between two very, very different experiences she could have on the road.
So basically, every morning was a gamble. If she got a polite driver, the ride was smooth, it was peaceful, a really great way to start her day. But if she got a rude driver, the trip was jarring and chaotic, sometimes leaving her feeling literally sick to her stomach before she even set foot in the school.
This quote right here just captures that frustration perfectly. Can you imagine? You're exhausted from this long ride, and the driver just blows right past your stop, forcing you to get off late and then walk all the way back. This kind of unpredictability just piled even more stress onto an already super demanding day. And you'd think the hard part was over when she got off the bus, right? Nope, the challenges didn't stop there. In the classroom, she was dealing with new teachers, and some of them had very strong accents. She said herself that at first, she could barely understand them and often felt completely lost during the lessons.
So, faced with all these daily struggles, on the bus, in the classroom, Jane reached this really crucial turning point. This is the moment where her entire perspective on her situation started to shift.
Instead of just letting all of these negative things pile up and weigh her down, she made a very conscious choice. She decided to see them as connected, as parts of one single, unified experience.
And here it is. This is the core revelation. She completely reframed her entire experience. The long commute, the sudden stops, those confusing moments in class, they weren't problems she had to just suffer through. They were lessons to be learned. It was like a curriculum that was designed just for her.
The commute, that bumpy ride, the tough classes, they weren't burdens anymore. They became her training ground. This one shift in her mindset turned a whole series of exhausting events into a really powerful tool for her own personal growth.
So this new mindset, it all builds into this powerful philosophy that guided her through everything. And it's perfectly captured in her phrase, an unstable ride, a steady heart.
Jane realized that the more chaotic the ride became on the outside, the more she had to build up stability on the inside. The discomfort she felt out there was actually a signal, a call to build up her own internal strength.
So the crucial point is really this transformation. Every single challenge became an opportunity for her to learn something new. The uncertainty of not understanding a lesson slowly turned into the confidence she gained as she began to recognize pronunciation patterns. The one constant through it all was just keep moving forward.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. Her story is such a great reminder that progress isn't about having a perfectly smooth road. It's about having the determination to just keep moving forward, trusting that even the absolute bumpiest ride will eventually get you to your destination.
And that leaves us with a final thought to take away from this incredible story. It really invites us to look at our own lives and ask ourselves, what challenges are we facing right now? What unstable roads are we on that might just be our greatest teachers in disguise?